How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing amazing. We had a long weekend here, so it was kind of fun, a little bit more adventure out there. And what's not to love about a 4-day work week? I don't know about you, but I just absolutely love that. So, welcome to the first ever master class that I am providing this week. It's going to be today, tomorrow, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. And I'm just going to share some information that I have heard along the way that I hope will be of value to you. So it's about what 98% of online marketers aren't doing or haven't heard of or don't know or aren't aware of. And I'd like to share some of the information that I have invested in over the years to help me build my business and retain my team. So hang on to your hats. Let's have a good time here. We're only here for a short time. It's a little bit longer today, but not as, it's not an hour long or anything. So what I do here is I help busy online business builders attract high quality prospects. So if I have not had the chance to meet you yet, my name is Susan Marie Hagel, and I'm from Mill Bay, BC, here in Canada on Vancouver Island. And so I want to share realistic information about what it takes in order for you to build and retain a thriving team online. And I do that by sharing social media content, and I try to help you build enough for the entire month to save you some time and some space in this head of ours so we forget about all those things that we got to do at the last minute if we leave it too long. I try to help people with their know, like, and trust through live video. So that is the way of the world now. The live video is what is getting shown on all platforms, and how to recruit consistently to build and retain your team. So I also have an e-commerce business, and I'm in the trenches with you. I'm working with the people, the leaders, the ones that are sharing their information with me, and I'm sharing them with you. So I work very closely with a lady named Helen Martin. I have gone through a couple of people that I've watched, and Helen has really made it easy for me to understand and learn from her. She has a dynamic about her that is just amazing, and it makes you want to learn. It's fun, and we need to have more fun in our life. So if you're going to learn, you might as well have some fun with it. So what we're going to do is, for the next 3 days, it's going to be filled with stories that I have heard that are going on, that have happened, and I'm just going to share real raw information about what I heard. But have you been watching the Olympics? Those were amazing. They're over. No more distractions. It's kind of nice to not have that, what's going on out there in the world today in the Olympics, because I'll be honest with you, it was distracting me, but I love the Olympics. So it only comes around every 4 years. So one of the guys that said something, it was Brad Gushu, and he's a Canadian curler. And if you don't know anything about Canadian curling, it is, it's in the heart and soul of a lot of people that are on the ice that watch this. We feel their pain when they lose. We celebrate with them when they win. And the one thing he said in an interview was, "It's easy to play the game when I'm winning." And I thought, that's brilliant, because it is. It's easy to be in this game when you're winning. But what are you doing mentally when it's not like that? That's the thing. And I thought that's pretty brilliant for everything in your life. That's the way we need to look at things all the time in our life. Is it's pretty easy when things are going good. So if I have not seen your comment, oh, hey, Brian, nice to have you here. Welcome to my first ever masterclass. So after hearing Brad Gushu say that, I kind of thought that's kind of a cool way to think about things, because we all want to be in the game when we're winning. It's tough mentally when we're not. So right now, the microwave mentality is out there. People want instant success, and people are telling them that that's what's going to happen. And that's not how it works. There are a lot of people that get really good results really quick in a company, but that's over a long period of maybe being an entrepreneur and finding a different way. They don't tell you about the 7 years they spent prior to that. There's a lot of underlying issues there that aren't really happening. And so you really got to watch what you're doing, who you're listening to, and who you're following, because big leaders that are out there that want you to succeed are going to tell you it's tough. It's hard out there. I was told in my first company that I was in, it was going to be easy. And it wasn't easy. They actually had people at the bank depositing checks, showing pictures of them, really drawing you into the feeling that it might be, one of those things that is super simple. And back then, I think it was a lot easier. I think, they did have a success to a point going on for them. So it was working for them and it was easy to get drawn in. But to be realistic, that's just not happening anymore. There's so many people out there that are online spamming people, telling people it's easy, you only got to find two people. It is really, really tough to build up a rapport with the thousands of people that are on your in your company, let alone everybody else. But there is good news. There's enough for everybody. You just have to find the people that relate to you. So some of the problems that you're going to face are going to be addressed this week. I'm going to talk a bit about some of the things that you might come across, some of the things that I've come across. So yeah, one of the things you really want to do is be very careful about building on a business page. So I just want to start with that because it's very hard for you to build on a personal page. So we're going to just let you know that when I'm talking today, it's talking about and this whole week, it's building on a business page. You don't want to be in Facebook problems. That is one thing that is not good ever. So the thing that people are buying into when they're buying into a company is they're buying into you. They're not buying into the business. They are, but the real reason they're buying is because of you. So if we can get down into the depth of how that works and what happens, it's a lot easier to understand the process and go through the process than it is to think, well, I thought this was going to be easy, and this isn't the way it was. You want to have some realistic information about what it does and how it works. So all business takes time. It doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're building a brick and mortar, if you're building a McDonald's, if you're building a Subway, it takes hard work, effort. Some of those take a lot of money, and that's the difference, is these businesses don't take a lot of money. And that's where I guess you could call it the understanding that maybe if you don't succeed, then you can give up and you don't have a lot at stake, a lot to lose. The one thing for sure we know is that we work hard. All of us work hard. It's that we might as well work hard for ourselves if we can and end up by getting the payoff in the end. So what you want to do is work, 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 work hard, and then start getting the bonuses. And people don't understand that. The mistakes and the ideas that I were told from each company are different. So some of the things that you need to know are that you want to be able to buy into and understand the belief system for your service, opportunity, or products. You want to believe with 100% in your soul that you can do this. Your company's worthy of you to be in there. Your products are amazing. You want to have all of that. So when you start to build any kind of business, there are two things that you need to work on. The one thing is mindset, and the other thing is skill set. And it's either time or money that's going to build this. Sometimes, depending on you, you can do both, and that will expedite your results if you can do both time and money. So there are lots of free online, there's lots of books, there's lots of courses, there's plenty of Facebook pages out there. There are so many resources out there. You want to be very careful that you don't get stuck in the learning mode or the shiny object syndrome. Hi, Stephen. How are you? Attentiveness and awareness along with skill set. Perfect. I like it. Yes. If you are providing value along with awareness with your skill set, you are laughing. So It's a matter of putting anything into action. You learn something, you do it, then you teach it. That would be amazing. So when you are investing in yourself, your time or your money, you want to invest that and share it with your team. That's the best thing. So when something is learned, you want to implement it, put it into action, and then share it with your team. And that's where you can build up some real authority, I don't know, leadership skills. You can actually help people when you do that. Give them the information. Don't hold it all in for just your team. Share it with everybody. And one of the things that's out there that people haven't done because of fear is doing live video. I'm not nervous about doing this at all. I have been doing live video for 2 years. But when we first started, I thought I was going to die. Everybody that starts out thinks they're going to die when they start doing live video. And it is scary and it is awful and you feel sick. But you know what? The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. Fear is just, what is it called? Fake evidence appearing real. It's not really happening. So I don't know what stops us from doing all this. What's everybody going to think? What are they, what are they going to say when they see me? Who cares? It doesn't matter. You just got to start. So I'm comfortable with doing it now. I may not always be comfortable with the topics, but you just muddle through it. And the thing is that you're gonna get past it the more you do. It's like prospecting, it's like recruiting, it's like doing those things that nobody likes to do because they're afraid of what is going to happen. The more you do it and you build up your immune system to the nose, the better off you're going to be. It just won't matter to you. The leaders are talking to more people. That's the big secret. They are talking to people and they're getting the nose and they're just moving on to the next one. Next. Okay. And someone looks at it and then they go, next. That's fine. They know how to live with that and not take it on personally. And that's a big one. I'll talk more about that tomorrow with the skill set, because tomorrow we're talking a little bit about skill set and a little bit about prospecting and more about, just forget about what other people are thinking. So there is nothing better than living life on your terms. Most aren't bothered by hard work. So this business is great for you. So just get in there and do it. So to have a great mindset, you're going to have to eliminate those people in your circle of growth that are not serving you. You want to have something like your Fab Five. You want to have those people that are lifting you up when you're having a bad day, and you can do the same to them. Believe in your Fab Five, and they will be picking you up 100% every single time. They actually will become probably your best friends. They will be the ones that you go, okay, I'm having a day, I'm going to phone them, because you know what? They're always there. They're in the trenches with you. They have the same goals, dreams, and missions, some idea of where you're going, and want to make sure you get there. Those are called teammates. Those are your Fab Five, and you're going to get connected with people, even if it's just 2 people. Plug into the system in your company, and there are going to be people that are going to be willing to help you if you're plugged in and you stay plugged in. You have to be 100% with your belief, and they will also help you with that. They can give you the 100% belief in the company and the products or the service that you're providing, because if you don't, it won't work. It comes across with people if you don't feel that 100%, this is amazing. I know that everybody's got something great out there, but you have to feel it right down into your soul, and you have to be able to share it like that. So belief in you is getting rid of the fear. What's holding you back? People, how it looks. Are you not worthy? Is it too hard? Not cut out for it? What is the excuse you're telling yourself? Fear is what holds most people back, because we get so wrapped up in what other people think, what people are saying, and more so now than ever, people are moving to the online space. It is more acceptable now. It's just finding the right home. So let's see. If you're not 100% committed, what is going on? Are you embarrassed? Are you not committed? Are you stuck in learning? There is so much training with companies that they can help you. You've got to have a system in place. There are reasons for you not talking to people, and it's usually belief, fear, something along those lines that are going to have to overcome, that you are going to have to overcome to keep going. Now, I've seen people in this business that have been in it for 30 years and still haven't gotten to where they want to go. Are you going to sit there and worry about what happens in 30 years, or do you want to know what happens this year? I'm thinking we want to know how to change things right now. We want to learn how to talk to more people right now. That's the difference. Be willing to ask the question. That's what it is. Talking about your thing, having belief, having posture, and understanding where to find the answers. You don't have to have them all. The one thing that happens is people get stuck in learning and they think they have to know everything. And that's not a duplicatable system. So don't worry about it. Do you believe in your products? Are you trying everything? Are you committed to your business? Now, one of the things that came very interesting to me was, is it consumable? Is it something that everybody has to buy every month? Because when it's something they buy once a year, it's very hard for people to get paid in those industries. Not saying that they don't have great products, because I buy off of some of those great products. Maybe it's a product or a consumer business that you're in. The thing is that you want something that is repetitive, and that's what keeps getting people paid and your team paid. You want to talk about trending products like sleep, energy, weight loss. Those things are all huge right now. Skincare, those things are huge right now. And those things you can buy on a monthly basis or add them to your portfolio of things that you like to buy off your own store. So if you're struggling with the belief in your company will have people in there that will be able to be proof to you that it actually works. So stay plugged into your leadership. Have you ever been to an event with your company? The events are amazing. Those can even be done virtually now. Most companies are doing them virtually, so you can do them straight from your comfort of your own home. You're saving flights, you're saving hotel, you're saving testing. But if you can get to one of those events, it is the biggest life-changing event you can go to help your business. So when it's safe, I highly recommend you go and start rubbing elbows with the ones that are willing to share all their information. They will plug you in. We have a company that is so amazing. It doesn't matter who you are part of the family. So you want to have those people that are willing to share anything that you need, want, or want to experience. We have a team that does that. It is your leaders are the same. They're going to help you no matter what line you're in. It's collaboration, not competition. So you want to have belief in your compensation plan. Do you understand how you get paid? That is huge. I have heard of people having a 14-page comp plan that they don't know how they get paid. Every once in a while, they just get paid. Well, that is a hard sell. That is something that you really want to know what's going on. You need to understand how people get paid. There are people in some companies that have been in there for years and still don't know how they're getting paid. Now, to me, that just seems like a hard thing to talk to people about if you don't understand it yourself. So make sure you understand that it's a good one too. Like, you want to make sure that your team's getting paid. Do you believe in network marketing? Do you think it works? Do you think it works for some and not others? So the reason why it works for some and not others is the energy and the amount of time and effort and investment they have put into their business. So you can plug in and do absolutely everything, but if you're only doing it with one foot in every once in a while and coming in and coming out, get that toe in the water, get that feeling for a while and then leave. You want to be committed 100% and go all in. And that's where the leaders will pick up on you and see you and pick you up and take you along for the ride. Those are the ones that they will spend their time with. You want to believe in the system, even if you don't know how it works. You don't see the answers. You don't understand. Your leaders are proof that it works. They have steps to take you to where you want to go. So don't live in fear. They have been comfortable with being uncomfortable. They are doing things that we couldn't even fathom thinking about doing, and they're getting the job done. So if you are stepping into this business, you want to get uncomfortable, do the live videos, do the conversations. And the more you do, the better you get at it and the less it bugs you. So you want to change your thoughts. So we're going to talk a little bit about belief here. And if you change your thoughts, you change your life. So you want to have that belief system instilled in you. And that's the best place. In January, that's where every big guru starts, is in your personal development, learning a little bit about yourself, learning about where your company is going, and learn about how you can be a better leader every single day. Need that courage to do what nobody's doing. That's so right, Steve, because that's what 98% of them aren't doing. They're making excuses, and you need to have the courage to step into that and do what the others aren't. That's what's going to make you stand out. This is a business of standing out in the crowd. So what is your current belief? Like, let's just change our thought patterns here for a minute. So fear of how it looks, instead of being worried about how it looks, how about saying, I am not worried about what others think? Okay, so just think about that for a minute. Who cares what other people think? When are we going to let that go? Are we going to wait 30 years? Because the same outcome is going to be year after year after year if you're worried about what others think. And to be honest with you, most of them don't care what you're up to until you're successful. Then they're going to ask you, what have you been doing and why didn't you tell me? So just peacefully go on your merry way if you're going to do it online, and forget about the ones that aren't supporting you. It's okay. It's not for everybody, and that's fine. So fear of failure. This is another belief. So how about saying, I am committed to my success no matter what? That is setting goals, dreams, or putting a mission in order, and get your leaders to get you there. Say it out loud, commit to it, and just join in. And it does take time. That's the thing. People don't understand that it does take time. They want everything right now. So another belief, rich people are greedy. Have you ever had that? My family, my dad was totally against all his friends that had money. It was incredible. They always get the breaks. It always happens to them. It's never going to happen to us. So forget that thought. And now you're going to say something to the effect of, I am helping others with all that I have. So having a little bit of extra is being able to give back to either the community, your family, your friends, whoever needs it. Someone out there needs it. The best experience I ever had cost me money, and it cost me a lot of money. It was personal development. It was something to do with building houses in Mexico for people that didn't have homes in a landfill. And it was the best experience of my life. And I want to do that again. I want to be able to give back to somebody that I don't even know and have nothing to worry about, to come back to. I don't care that they acknowledge me. I just want to give. So to do that, it takes a lot to get to that organization to be able to do that. And so building that mission is a reason to keep going. So if you can change that belief into, whatever I have, I can help others. That's where the real win-win comes in. So fear of rejection. Okay, so fear of rejection is something that people forget. They're not saying no to you. So if you've been out for a coffee or been out for dinner and the waitress comes up to you and says, would you like coffee or dessert today? I like to say every new day is a reset. Start each morning is how I think. And I think that's amazing. That is the best way to be every day. What can I do today? That is good. So when the waitress is asking you if you want coffee or if you want dessert after dinner and you say, no, thank you, does the waitress go off and cry? No. She says, okay, thank you very much. That's good. You're not saying no to her. So why in this industry do we think people are saying no to us? They're not saying no to us. They're saying no to the coffee and dessert. They're not interested in the coffee and dessert, and that shouldn't affect us personally. So we want to stop thinking about it's us that they're saying no to, because it's not. It's just simply coffee and dessert. So the other thing is being a spammy marketer. That is something that a lot of these big leaders are trying to stop. They're trying to teach people that it's not the way. And it is a great way to share with your team, because in all honesty, it's hard to recruit people when you're spammy, because people don't want to duplicate that. They look at you and they go, I don't want to do that. That's not for me. I'm not interested in what they're doing. And so they're actually making it hard on themselves to recruit people. They're making it hard on people like you and I that actually want leadership and people on our team that want to build, because they're putting doubt into people's minds. People don't want to be spammed. So now you can say, I'm going to be a human before a marketer, and understand all the power that comes behind speaking that way. I can and I will. And if you can put that into practice every single day, like Stephen, then you are moving ahead of the rest, because there are literally thousands of people in your company. So you do have to stand out. You have to be the one that is a little bit different. And there's only one you. So some days you're going to have that little voice come in that says something that you don't want to hear. Acknowledge it. Thank you very much, but you're not helping today. Goodbye. And start that all over again, just like Stephen. I like that. I really like that. So move into action. 1 year from now, can you imagine if you believed in yourself and you put all this into action? That's what's slowing everybody down, is the belief and the fear. Just step outside of it. And I know it's easy for me to say, just do it. You got to work with it. Your Fab Five is going to help you, and your leaders are going to give you the information that you want to get rid of those. They have all kinds of training with that. This is the only industry in the world that expects you to live your best life. No other company makes you do personal development and says you first, your family first, your family, your fitness, your finances, your friends, and your faith. Pretty much wraps it up. This business wants you to figure out how to work hard. They say it, you're going to work hard. But if you change things, if you're working towards changing things and living your best life in a year, in 2 years, depending on how many hours you're putting in, at least you're doing something. At least you have the courage. There's something about everybody out there. Sometimes they're in a buying position where they're like, I'm not ready. You know, they all have different times in their life. For me, it was something was missing. And I just thought, is there more to life than what's going on here? I don't want to do this anymore. Is there something more out there? So yes, it came and found me, but there's different stages. So commit. Again, don't put your toe in the water, and, keep going. So some people say the inability to progress is the biggest issue many fail at. Yeah, exactly. So people need to stay plugged in, because there's so much out there. There is so much free information to help you keep going and keep progressing and stay in the game. And I know it's easy when you're winning, but the tough days are the ones where you want to rely on the Fab Five. Yes, we got to progress. If you're not putting any of your training into action, then you're just being entertained, and you're just saying it was never going to work anyways. You didn't put your whole commitment in, and that's only halfway. Commit and be willing to fail at a few things. Every single leader that is a good one will tell you that they failed somewhere, and it's okay. When I finally committed to the right company, and just remember, when people say don't quit, They don't mean don't quit your company. Don't quit your goals and your dreams and your mission. Your company may not be the right one. The average network marketer changes companies 7 times till they find the right home, till they find the right system, till they find the right leaders, till they find the right belief. So it's okay. You just want to make sure that you check all the boxes. And guys, let's get this straight. We are investing in things for us anyways. We're not really putting a huge investment out there to join one of these companies. It's actually pretty minimal compared to a franchise of some kind out there. So you can actually put in a very small amount and give up pretty easily. That's one of the biggest problems is people don't feel the investment is, worth working that hard for. It's that low. The things that check the boxes for me, leadership and mentorship. The first company that I was in, they didn't answer the phone. So they were too busy for me. And, I didn't know any better. I just sort of thought that's the way it was. It was just, I hung in there for 2 years. I paid $12,000 to join this company. And in 2 years, I made $300. There's a point where we have to make a business decision and say, this just isn't working, but I can pivot and I can carry on. And finding the right people is huge. So that's a red flag, guys. If they don't want to talk to you, if they're not answering their phone, I mean, let's face it, some of them are busy. And yes, they do need to have a specific time to work with you. And if you're fully committed, they'll find the time to work with you. People don't get support because they're not plugged in. Most systems are set up that there are easy ways to get your answers, and then you can just keep going. You don't want to stay stuck. So number 2 that was checking the boxes for me was trending products. I wanted something that was going to be usable every single month because at the end of the day, I wanted to get paid every single month. And now it's every single week. So that even works out even better for a lot of people. Imagine getting paid every single week. That was a dream of mine before. So you want to watch that you are in whatever is trending. You don't want to have something that is a one-time buy, like that big one I bought into. It's a high buy-in, hard to find people that want to spend that kind of money, especially in this day and age. It's very difficult, but it is doable. Your comp plan was number 3, was huge to me as well. A 14-page comp plan that is confusing is very hard to talk to somebody about. So think about what the boxes are for you. Now, if you're not in alignment with the company that you're in, nothing is going to work, because when you're talking to people, if your belief system is that I don't believe in my leaders, I don't believe in my product, I don't believe in my company, that will come across to people that you're talking to. So that's when I found out I had to leave, because I was never going to sell anything I didn't believe in. So that was a lesson for me to learn, and that's okay. And it got me to where I am now. I didn't give up on my dreams. Lisa, hi, how are you? So what I'm saying is that alignment is absolutely, like, you can talk about it with excitement, and that that there are things going on in the company that are continuously trying to help you grow and build and learn and share and build other leaders. So one of the things that they talk about is, are you doing what you say you're going to do? If you say you're going to do something, do you follow through with it? This is huge, because if you say to somebody, I'll phone you tomorrow, and I know phone is an old thing, but either phone or text, I'll phone you tomorrow. And then the next day you don't phone them. And then you say it again the next day, I'll phone you tomorrow, or I'll text you tomorrow, and you don't do it. And then you do it again. Let's say you do it 3 days in a row and you say, I am going to text you tomorrow, I promise. And then you don't. How do you think that shows up in your big picture? Yes, that's a small thing, but big things or small things broken have the same outcome. It's a lie. You're not going to do it. So when it comes to them building a business with you, do you think they're going to join you if you can't get a phone call from them? Probably not. It's tough. It's really hard. The outcome has been set. So when you say you're going to do something, make sure that you're gaining that trust and do what you say you're going to do. A lot of people, don't comment back. Well, have you ever walked into a room and someone has said to you, hi, and you don't say anything back? You need to do whatever it takes to talk to people too. Serving others. That's the way it is. Do what you say you're going to do. Provide value. And if you think serving people, because what we're here to do is serve people, we want to help people, is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. Because at the end of the day, we are all building leaders. We want to help other people, and that just has the trickle down effect. It works for everybody. So you want to build leaders. It keeps the community going. So what it is a personal development journey. Oh, procrastination, Stephen. Yeah. I get it. I totally get it. The Olympics were on. I was distracted. There was other things for me to do too. I totally get what you're saying there. So find a way no matter what. This is the way people can change their lives and other people's as well. If you feel like something's missing, even if you just start small, find some sort of commitment to move forward to get a change. Some people are so comfortable they don't want to change, and that's okay. And those are the ones that are going to be threatened by you changing, and that changes relationships as well. So find a way, and even if you have to say no to some things you usually do and sacrifice a little bit of time and build your business, it's worth it. Nobody is more relentless than a good leader. They keep going. They build to their dreams. They say their goals and dreams. They say them out loud. They tell you what's going to happen. One of the things we get hung up on is the learning part. Oh, I need to learn more about your products. I need to know more about the products so I can share. If you're a product geek, don't tell anybody. Don't you dare tell anybody. Because guess what? That's not duplicatable. You only have to have small snippets. And when people need a product geek, you are going to be the leader they come to, and they're going to say, hey, I have another product geek. Can you talk to them? That is the ultimate leadership you can have, is just keep it to yourself. Because if you overwhelm people with information, they're going to think they can't do it. So keep the details quite low. Don't worry about learning, and get out of the way so your leaders can take over. Yeah. So let's see. I just want to check my notes. Yeah, they can't learn. I can't learn like that. I don't want to know all the product ingredients and whatnot. I do know a couple of things about them, and that is usually enough for most people. You've got to make your systems duplicatable so that people feel like they can do it. Be aware you only want to share a little bit of the information, and you need to start where you're at. Show that you're committed for the long haul. Show that you are in it for the long. If people watch you for a year, that's perfect. You may not even know they're watching you. They can sit on your page and watch to see that you're committed, because right now maybe they're not ready to buy, but in a year they might be. So there are 4 stages to buying. 1 is you're unaware. 2 is you're becoming aware. Something's bugging you. Is this all that there is in life? 3 is your family's telling you. Maybe you're coming home cranky after work every single day, and you're just dreading going to work, and it's dragging you down. And then number 4 is you're ready to buy. You're done. You're in. Just tell me what I need to do. And so that was the stage I was in. I was sick of my toxic work environment. So the other thing is, determine how fast you're growing by how many hours you're putting in. So if you're still working full time, that's cool. That is great. That's okay. But start somewhere if you want to get out of that. Sometimes people are in a job that's toxic. They don't want to work weekends anymore. They don't want to work nights anymore. They don't want to work long shifts. They don't want to do graveyard. The only way you can build on this is to start somewhere. And it may take a little longer if you're only doing an hour a day. And that's cool. As long as you get in and get started and start the process, at least you're doing something. So don't compare your story to other people that are doing it full time either. That's another thing. Procrastination is huge, but when you look at other people and you go, why isn't that me? Balance out the amount of time you're putting in and the amount of time that they've put in. Because if you listen to them long enough, you're going to hear some struggles that they had years ago. It didn't just happen overnight. You're seeing their end result and they got to where they're going. So it's a little bit more flashy right now, and that's okay. So all of the leaders have struggled. They have cried. They have wanted to quit. They have wanted to give up, and they've had their Fab Five, thankfully, that kept them going when they needed it. They got them lifted up, and on the way, they lifted others of the Fab Five up. So you all take your turns. There's days where everybody has something come up. Someone gets sick in the family. If you have your stuff all organized, you can get through anything. I had a huge issue with a rental house of mine this summer, and I had to spend 6 weeks renovating, a complete disaster. And I never missed a beat in my business because I took it seriously. I was prepared and I had things all set out before I actually had the big issue at my rental house. So I was very luckily engaged the whole time I was gone. It was incredible, but it takes steps to get there. So all leaders do things that they're uncomfortable with. Some have consequences. Some of them make consequences. So the first company I was in, they told me that they made $10,000 a month in the first 4 months. Wow, isn't that exciting? Isn't that something? Wow, I want to do that. So for me, that was, wow, only 4 months? I'm in. So I'm not saying whether it happened or it didn't happen. I don't really know for sure. I did see, checks. So I'm assuming that it happened, but things closed down real quick when the big thing hit. So things change, and things can change in an instant in your business, your company, in the world as we've seen it. So when I joined, I was kind of thinking, okay, so 4 months. Yeah, maybe how about if I give myself 7? I was giving myself 2, 3 extra months to make that money. And I thought, okay, so if I don't, by that date, in 7 months, I will quit drinking alcohol. That was my consequence. And I did it. I never made my goal. I waited the 7 months. I was in learning mode. I never got to my goal. And so I quit drinking alcohol. Little did I know that that was going to be one of the best things for a consequence for me I'd ever do. So to this day, I still have not had a drink. So, all your consequences are not all that bad. So my first margarita is going to be with my mentor, Helen Martin, when I get to meet her on a cruise. We're all going to meet one day when the time is right. And that's when I'll have my first drink. So the consequences aren't always that bad. But for me, it was either or. So when I drank alcohol, I just didn't give it my all. I was tired the next day. I didn't feel like getting up. So the difference is now I feel like getting up. I feel like moving in the morning. I feel like it's okay to keep going. So it changed my life for the better. It did what I needed it to do. And I couldn't be happier with what happened there. That was the best thing that happened to me. So I made a choice to quit drinking, and it was the best. I know. Isn't that just so? I don't know. I don't tell my friends it's the best decision. They still do their thing. I don't preach about it. I don't talk about it a lot. This is probably the first time on a live that I have. And I feel better. I do more. I get my stuff done. I feel like I have that never give up attitude. And congratulations, Stephen. 2013, that's a long time ago. And I commend you for that because I don't miss it now. I hope you're at that stage because it to me, it's a blessing every single day to not miss it. Um, it was everyday part of my life because I was in the hotel industry and I was, around alcohol. I was closing bars down at night. I was having a drink with everybody after work. It was part of my life for 30 years. My parents drank, still do, but I'm the only one in the family that doesn't. But oh, life is just so much better. Yeah, Stephen, I don't have to tell you. So, anyway, so that was my decision to quit that and have a consequence. So, something else I did. I believe in the company when I started this new company. I didn't have that before. So, again, they weren't answering the phone. They were saying, you need to get to a certain level to talk to me. I'm too busy for you. Fine, fair enough. I stuck it out for 2 years and then actually what happened was I got kicked out. I got kicked out of that team because I invested in learning how to do social media because I wasn't making any money. So to me, that said, that's not who I want to be with because they wanted you to do it their way. They didn't want to answer the phone and they didn't want to show you the way. So don't call me till you get to a certain level. Well, how do you get there if you don't know how to get there? So things just weren't adding up for me. And I took that on. That's fine. Fair enough. I learned my lesson. I have a wonderful water machine out of it. So, business decision. I made a business decision to move on with something else. I didn't believe in the comp plan. I didn't believe in the company. I wasn't in alignment. So people were picking up on that. So I was never going to make it anyways. My stuff, not theirs. I hope they're all still doing great because it was a great concept. Okay, so that's my story, my mistakes, some of the things that I've done, and some of the great things that have happened. So the bonus gift I have for you today is social media content done for you templates. I have those. And I also have notes for you and for your team. You can share them with your team about what we've talked about today, because tomorrow is going to be a little bit more on skill set and prospecting, because you want to get past all this and just get moving. And I don't want to spend too much time on skill set. It is something you need to work on, because after all, if you're going to have a 6-figure income, you're going to have a 6-figure skill set. And so DM me if you want your email address, and I can send those to you. And today I want to just thank you for being here. And we're going to talk a little bit tomorrow about how having that skill set right now wouldn't work for us anyways. Because right now, if you are building a team and you're finding it a struggle right now, you've got maybe 1 or 2 people on your team and it's a struggle. Imagine having 1,000 people on your team. So you are only handed what you can handle. So right now, you can only handle 1 or 2 people because you're still in the learning stage. So if you can understand the process and feel a little bit better about where you're at, and constantly congratulate yourself for what you have learned, because you've probably learned some techie things, you've learned some company things, you've learned some leadership things over the time that you've been here. You've learned some personal development and how to take care of yourself. So remember that you are going to be handed 1,000 people when you have become the leader that you can become to handle 1,000 people. So that would mean putting systems in place. Your team could have some now. Get plugged in and learn how to do those systems and build on those skill sets. And you will become that leader that will get there with over, however many people you want on your team to get to your goals, dreams, and your missions. Okay, thanks you guys for being here. Tomorrow is another amazing day, skill set and prospecting. And then on the 3rd day, we're going to talk a little bit more about the mistakes people make in prospecting and what to do with that first person or that next person that nobody else does on your team. You want to hold them close. Hopefully, you learned something out of that too, because it was eye opening for me. Stephen, thank you for being here. Lisa, thank you for being here. And if you're watching the replay, please let me know where you're coming in from. Tomorrow at 11 will be another fun day of talking a little bit more on this masterclass about how you can get your progress going this week. Just step out of the way and let your leaders take over. Find the courage, plug in, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great day.